So I just got back and man, am I excited. When I travel, I'm all about taking my adventures and putting them on a plate for my friends to enjoy. Making a meal is like building a house. It all starts with a great foundation, and the datil peppers are definitely the star of this show. I'm gonna be incorporating these peppers in each of my dishes today. We're gonna start with using them in a homemade datil pepper hot sauce. We're gonna dry some out to make a delicious spice rub for some salmon, and we're even gonna use some in the dessert, creating a little sweet heat. I better get started because I have so much to do. For my appetizer, I'm gonna make a panko crusted alligator and quinoa fritter. When planning a party and a menu, you always gotta consider the timing, and the sauce takes as longest to cook because it's gonna need to roast. We're gonna start with 3 red bell peppers. We're also gonna use a habanero that is gonna bring some heat, and we're gonna use 4 datils. We've got 1 clove of garlic. We'll pop it into the oven. These are looking great. I love all the colors. This is gonna be such a beautiful hot sauce. I'm gonna remove the stems. So we've got that in there. And last, and we'll add that. And with the garlic, once it's roasted and caramelized like this, you can basically just squeeze and the cloves will pop out. So I'll add a few tablespoons of olive oil, a splash of vinegar, a little bit of salt. And what the vinegar and the salt will do, it just helps brighten the flavors and kind of bring them all together. And the last thing I'm gonna add is just a little pinch of brown sugar. I like it with the pulp in it, and the flavor is amazing. Oh yeah, cork this bad boy. So now let's talk about alligator. To start off, I'm gonna take my alligator. I'm just gonna take and add a little bit of olive oil to it, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper. Put it onto our grill pan. We don't wanna overcook it. We just wanna get a nice little sear. But that right there is the look you're going for. And it smells good already, and it's just olive oil, salt, and pepper. We're just gonna cut our gator into some small little cubes. All right, so we're gonna just add our last bit of gator to this bowl with all of our ingredients for our delicious fritters. 2 cups white and red quinoa. We have about a cup of Gruyere cheese, finely grated, half a cup of white onion, 3 tablespoons of Italian parsley, finely chopped, and an egg. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this, pepper, olive oil, add a little bit of the hot sauce. Now we just mix it all up. Make sure you get that egg, incorporate it. The egg is gonna bind it all together. And we're gonna form it into the fritters, about the size of a small crab cake. All right, so now we have our quinoa and alligator fritters formed. We're gonna put them into some panko, olive oil, a minute or 2 on each side. And I'm gonna make a little pillow of hot sauce. That's gonna look really nice. When you cut into your fritter, you can drag it through the sauce, and it's just delicious. Yeah. Look at that. I could honestly sit here and eat this whole plate, but I've got to get the other batch in and get to the entree. This looks so amazing. They're gonna love it. For our entree, I'm gonna make a grilled salmon that has a delicious and flavorful spice rub, topped with a salsa made of creamy avocado and sweet corn. I'm gonna start off with the salsa so it has time for the flavors to marry and fully develop, and then we're gonna work on the salmon. So I'm gonna take this sweet corn that I have here, sliced red onions. I love the color of the red onions. Red peppers, cilantro, little lime juice, avocado, black pepper, salt, and the last ingredient, a little olive oil, ever so gingerly mix it all together. And on top of this beautiful salmon, it's gonna be fabulous. All right, now let's get on to this spice rub. I roasted these datils low and slow for about 6 hours at 175. I removed the stem, cut my datil in half, and then I just did a really small dice. I have some salt, crushed black pepper, a little smoky cumin, brown sugar, a little chili powder, and paprika, and the final touch, of course, the datil flakes. Give her a little mix up. And this is gonna be the dry rub that we're gonna put onto our salmon. So now onto our delicious salmon. I think that should be a nice sized portion. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on. So we still wanna have that flavor of the salmon shine through, but we don't wanna overpower it with the spices. That looks delicious, and that color is gonna be so bright and vibrant. And we're gonna add the salmon, presentation side down, and that's gonna start going. I guess I can cut a few more pieces. My guests are gonna love this. Salmon doesn't take long at all. We're gonna flip it. I'm gonna let it go for about a minute. I have a little brown rice with some toasted almonds on there just for a little bit of crunch. Carefully take my piece of salmon, top it with that delicious salsa that we made. Just gonna use my hands to kind of help out a bit. We want that color. We want one more avocado. Oh, that looks amazing. Now I have to finish up the dessert and then off to the dinner party.